Hello everyone, welcome back. Uh, we are back with part two, which is focused on key investments, equity, fixed income, and commodities. And before we deep dive, let us have a quick recap. So, in part one, we spoke about one family major activities in next 25 to 30 years, and this is a quick snapshot. Then we had a graphical view that at various timelines and milestones what could be the approximate money which will be needed in future हमको आगे कितने पैसे की जरूरत पड़ेगी ये उसका एक क्विक व्यू था एंड देन वी स्पोक अबाउट दैट इन दिस सीरीज हम लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करेंगे वी विल टॉक अबाउट रियल एस्टेट इंश्योरेंस टैक्स प्लानिंग एंड ऑल सो इन दिस पार्ट 2 specifically I am going to talk about investments the text highlighted in green equity fixed income and commodities अगर आपने मेरा पार्ट वन नहीं देखा है तो आई विल एडवाइज यू टू क्विकली गो थ्रू दैट सो दैट यू हैव द बैकग्राउंड एंड ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द एक्सरसाइजेज विच यू नो आई डिस्कस्ड एंड आई टॉक्ड अबाउट कि आगे फ्यूचर में आपके जो भी गोल्स हैं डू दैट कैलकुलेशन basis your goals your requirement your circumstances your wish list कि आगे आने वाले टाइम में आप कितने टाइम पे रिटायरमेंट होंगे कितने टाइम पे आपके पास मेजर खर्चे होंगे उसके हिसाब से पूरा गोल प्लानिंग करना है सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद द इन्वेस्टमेंट नाउ वी विल स्टार्ट विद इक्विटी so when we say equity it is exposure to the stock market right and very recently in last 3 to 4 months stock market has done well but if I talk about since inception and Sensex का जो base date है that is 1st April 1979 Sensex has given CAGR which is compound annual growth rate of approximately 16% in last 41 years. The highest returns on any asset class, be it fixed income, be it gold, equity में मिला है. So one of the things which we need to invest is equity. Now, how do we invest in equity? There are primarily two things. One, you can buy stocks. And for that matter, any script which you believe is appropriate, आप उनका stock खरीद सकते हैं. You need to have some expertise there. You should know when to buy, when to sell. You should know which one to buy. Sometimes there are fake news on social media and all, so please be careful. And if you do not know how to buy stocks or which one to choose, the next best thing to have some exposure to stock market and to equity is via mutual funds. So what are the mutual funds? It's a professionally managed investment fund that pulls money from many investors. You must be seeing a lot of advertisement on the television as well that mutual fund sahi hai, mutual fund में पैसा लगाना चाहिए. So the basic question comes, how do you invest in mutual funds? So basically there are, on in broad classification, there are two ways you can invest in mutual fund. One is the lump sum investment. आपके पास 50,000 रुपए हैं 1 लाख रुपए you get your yearly bonus और for that matter कोई past investment से आपका पैसा आया है किसी और जगह से पैसा आया है आप एक साथ किसी भी म्यूचुअल फंड में lump sum invest कर सकते हैं and the another way is SIP systematic investment plan. As I have put in the footnote, mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. So आप एस आई पी खोल सकते हैं 1,000 रुपये पर महीने 2,000 रुपये पर महीने 5,000 रुपये पर महीने अगर आप सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं तो हर महीने सैलरी से आप अपना पैसा दे सकते हैं अगर आप बिजनेसमैन हैं तो आप हर महीने उसमें से कुछ पैसा निकाल सकते हैं ट्रेडिशनली जस्ट थिंक दैट अर्लियर दे यूज टू बी आर डीज पोस्ट ऑफिस में या बैंक में जो आर डीज खुलती थी रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट उसका एक दूसरा वर्जन जिसके थ्रू एसआईपी के थ्रू आप स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं now the question comes okay there are so many mutual funds how do I choose which one and all so and as I mentioned earlier I am not going to recommend any specific fund houses or stock on this call but typically the mutual funds are blue chip or large cap then there are international funds mid cap and small cap So my advice and recommendation is to have a diversified portfolio. आप इन तीन चार कैटेगरीज में से हर एक कैटेगरी का एक म्यूचुअल फंड आपके पास होना चाहिए जहां पर आप एसआईपी डाल रहे हैं. एंड व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन? इट जस्ट फॉर द रेफरेंस पर्पस. लार्ज कैप जो बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, 1 से 100 तक, जो इन टर्म्स ऑफ मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन, सो इज द डेफिनेशन फॉर मिड कैप एंड स्मॉल कैप एज वेल. स्मॉल कैप आर स्मॉल कंपनीज, मिड कैप मीडियम साइज जो हैं. लेकिन इन सभी में अगर हम डालेंगे देन इट विल गिव अस ए वेरी वेरी गुड diversified portfolio. Now, few specific things which I want to highlight. Try to limit your mutual funds by, let's say, 4, 5, or max 6. I was talking to one of my friends, and once upon a time, he had 30 mutual funds जिसमें वो SIP और lump sum invest करता था. Technically speaking, it doesn't make sense to have 30 mutual funds in your portfolio. Otherwise, आप सीधे index fund में invest कर सकते हैं. Having that advantage of mutual fund, 30 mutual funds, do not make sense. So from whatever, whatever understanding I have, 4 to 5 mutual funds are ideal. आप एक ब्लू चिप रखिए, एक कोई भी इंटरनेशनल फंड्स का रखिए, और उसमें भी हाइब्रिड हैं विच हैव सम पार्ट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल फंड्स एंड सम पार्ट ऑफ local markets. One mid cap, one is small cap. So mix of 4 to 5, I think this is good enough. Another piece, try to increase your SIP amount gradually as per your capacity. So let's say this year you are investing 10,000 rupees per month in SIP. Next year you have your better salary increment, you have better role, you have better business. अगर आपके पास कहीं और से भी पैसा आता है तो you can increase this 10,000 amount to 12,000, 13,000, 14,000 basis your capacity. So that over a period of time आपके पास एक अच्छा पैसा इसमें इकट्ठा हो जाएगा. In the long run, direct mutual funds give better returns versus regular. So just to let everybody know, there are typically two categories: direct investment versus regular investment. Regular mein, if you go through any broker, sometimes they charge commission, and the NAV value is a bit lower than the direct mutual funds. There are many facilities now. You can directly go to fund house site and invest in direct mutual fund. But I will let everybody to decide कि उनकी क्या preference है. And just to give you a brief idea, if you invest 8,000 rupees per month SIP, and I am assuming कि 10% रिटर्न हमको इस म्यूचुअल फंड पर मिलेगा. हमने ऊपर लिखा है कि स्टॉक मार्केट ने 16% रिटर्न दिया है, 16% रिटर्न in last 41 years, but I am assuming that over a period of time, at least if you get 10% of returns, it takes 25 years to reach 1.1 crore. But if you stay invested for 35 years, this amount becomes approximately 3 times 3.1 crore. So what is the message I want to convey here with this example? One, start early. It's always advisable to start saving and start investing in the early cycle. And having said that, it's never too late. Do not postpone or push your investment decision. That is one. Two, stay long term. I know even I have made few mistakes. We invest, and then even if we do not need money, looking at the market tanks and some other decisions, we try to encash this amount. Let us avoid these things. Stay invested long term, and that definitely gives benefit after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And when we are talking about the retirement planning, I think that will definitely help you. That is two. Three, just a note of caution. Equity investments, be it stock, be it any other stock market, they are high risk, high return assets. So इसमें returns अच्छे मिलते हैं, but sometimes if market is volatile, these are very risky investments. And you might have seen approximately in March 2020, April 2020, due to COVID, the market tanked, and not only in India but globally. और अगर किसी को उस टाइम पर पैसे की जरूरत है, and if the person has investment only in the stock market, then it's a big problem. So a note of caution. But having said that, for medium to long term goals, stock market investments are good. I will not advise having huge portfolio for short term goals, but for medium to long term goals, stay invested and enjoy the benefit. So this is briefly about equity. Now let us move on to fixed income products, relatively easy to manage and relatively easy to handle. Fixed income investments offer a fixed rate of returns with the interest getting accumulated over a period of time. And what exactly do I mean by this? These are less volatile, they are easy to manage, and almost guaranteed returns. For example, Provident Fund, PF, and VPF. For salaried class, they had the option of putting some percentage of their salary in VPF. In the very recent budget, PF plus VPF investment over 2.5 lakhs per annum, उसका इंटरेस्ट जो है टैक्सेबल हो गया है, बट अर्लियर इट वाज नॉट द केस. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, स्टिल इट्स ए वेरी वेरी गुड फिक्स इनकम पोर्टफोलियो जहां पर आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. अनदर थिंग इज PPF, पब्लिक प्रोविडेंट फंड. यू गो टू पोस्ट ऑफिस और एनी बैंक जहां पर आप PPF अकाउंट खुलवा सकते हैं. पर एनम आप उसमें कुछ कुछ पैसा डाल सकते हैं. देर इज ए the interest which you get, that is tax free, that is the one of the biggest advantage. And uh, आप इसमें ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम पैसा जमा कर सकते हैं. देन सुकन्या समृद्धि योजना, वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट्स इफ यू हैव ए गर्ल चाइल्ड. सुकन्या समृद्धि योजना के तहत पैसा डाल सकते हैं इसमें गर्ल चाइल्ड के लिए, एंड बाय द टाइम शी इज 18 आपके पास अच्छा खासा पैसा एक बार जमा हो जाएगा. यू विल हैव डिसेंट अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. Few other standard fixed income products, the bank RDs and FDs, but usually FD interest rates are very very lax and they are taxable, so they are not very good assets in terms of investment and returns. However, they are liquid. आपका जब भी मनी पैसा की आपको जरूरत हो आप FDs तोड़वा सकते हैं या पैसा निकाल सकते हैं. So in all, I think if you have a decent portfolio among these 4 or 5 things, you are maintaining your fixed income portfolio very well. There are few debt mutual funds for short-term investment. If you know the markets very well and if you trade or if you have some basic acumen, you can invest in debt mutual funds as well. They give better returns than bank FDs. NPS, National Pension Scheme, is also a very good hybrid product as per individual's risk profile. When I say hybrid product, it has the mix of both equity and fixed income as per your choice, and you can invest for taxpayers up to 50,000 investment in NPS, that gets deducted from your overall taxable money. So if you are, let's say, if you fall under 30% bracket, 15,000 is the direct amount which you save as overall tax, which is a very effective tax planning tool. So you can think about NPS as well. As I mentioned earlier, all the views are personal, and evaluate your risk profile thoroughly before any investment, be it equity, be it fixed income. That overall profile you need to evaluate. Now, let's talk about gold, the most popular metal to invest in India. And historically, uh, gold has been one of the most popular investment beyond the stock market. But let us see how you can investment how you can invest in gold. So it's primarily for diversification purpose. And what exactly do I mean by that, you will see on the next slide. But how can you invest in gold? So typically there are four ways in which you can invest in gold. One is the physical gold. When I say physical gold, you can buy any coins or bar or any jewelry, which is tangible, which is physical. The biggest problem in physical gold is storage risk. आपको या तो बैंक लॉकर में रखना पड़ेगा, घर में रखना पड़ेगा. There is some risk involved. Two, sometimes if you are buying jewelry, the purity is the risk. ज्वेलर ने अगर आपको बोला है कि इसमें इतने परसेंट सही है, but for that matter you really do not know unless until you are buying from some famous jeweler. So there is some risk there as well. So purely from investment purpose, perhaps from my personal point of view, buying physical gold may not make much sense. So what are the other alternatives? Gold mutual funds. So there are many mutual funds जो कि गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. आप उनका यूनिट खरीद सकते हैं. द गुड थिंग इज यू रियली डू नॉट नीड टू मेक बिग इन्वेस्टमेंट by the relatively smaller amount. you can invest in gold mutual funds. The perhaps a bit better investment is gold ETFs, exchange traded funds. These are like stocks. So the way stocks are bought and sold on stock market, similarly gold ETFs are bought and sold on exchange. आप ETF खरीद सकते हैं. The good thing is they are very liquid. When I say liquid means whenever you need money, you can sell them at the current prevailing rates in the market, which gives you flexibility. And perhaps next best thing could be government sovereign gold bond. So government of India has started issuing 8 years bond in gold. The good thing is along with the gold price appreciation, you also get interest rate on that. The flip side is there is a lock-in period, the liquidity is less. So between gold ETF and sovereign bond, you need to decide if you really want to invest long term. You do not really need to have this money in short to medium term. You can go for sovereign gold bond. Else, you can go for either gold mutual funds or gold ETF. Now the question is we have spoken about equity, we have spoken about fixed income, and we have spoken about gold. How do I decide how much money do I need to invest in mutual funds or fixed income or gold? Unfortunately, there is no clear cut black and white answer. It depends on many factors. It depends on your age. In the early life cycle, you can take risk. You do not have many liabilities. You do not have kids who are going to school. Perhaps your parents are not dependent on you. It depends on your risk profile. I mean, the family background and how much risk appetite you have. And also depends on goals. What are your goals? You want to have a lavish car or lavish bungalow or international trip, or you have something else in mind? So, basis your individual goals and financial condition, you need to decide what could be the optimum portfolio for you. Having said that, I have tried to put some dummy portfolio, and let's see how it looks like. So before that, when we talk to experts and whatever theories are published in the magazines and newspapers and all, many guys say that when we talk about equity investment, they propose that you can have equity investment equal to 100 minus age. And as I mentioned at the as a footnote, the views are personal, and please assess your risk profile, goals, and other income sources to finalize the optimum plan and distribution. But we will discuss on that. So let's say if you are 20 years old, 22 years old, you can invest up to 80% of your total investment in equity. If you are 40-year-old, you can perhaps invest approximately 60 to 65, 70% in equity. So that's a very, very, very high level thumb rule which many guys propose. There is another school of thought which says life expectancy minus age. So what does it mean? So let's say you believe you will live till 80 years. Nobody knows how long will he or she live, but approximately. And then the formula changes appropriately. So let's say if you are 30 years, then maybe 50% you can invest in equity. Or few guys suggest two-third, one-third. So they say start with two-third in equity, one-third in fixed income, and then gradually move from two-third to one-third, 50-50, and then one-third, two-third, then perhaps come to zero. So this is the versions you will find, and this is what I mentioned. There is no formula for that. It depends on your risk appetite. If you ask me personally, I have tried to put a very very high broad level guidelines, a generic table that what could be your potential diversified portfolio for the respective age group. So let's say in the young age 20 to 30, you can put high percentage of your total investment in equity, and then some exposure to international funds and gold primarily for diversification. So as I mentioned earlier, I think gold really shot up from 35,000, 38,000, 10 grams to 50, 51, and that is very very good returns. As you become more aged, moving from 30 to 40, 50 and all, gradually decrease your equity percentage, increase your fixed income so that it gives you stability, your returns are less volatile, and you can maintain similar exposure to international funds and gold. As I mentioned earlier, try to meet your short term goals with fixed income or uh, almost confirm investments, and try to meet your medium term to long term goals via the equity. So this is how typically will help you in your favor. You can definitely be assured that your short term goals will be met without much volatility and risk, and your mid term to long term goals can easily be met with the equity. So with that note, we will end our session here. Second exercise which I want every person to do, if we have not done that, and we will talk about this in more in my fifth session, but see how much money can you invest on monthly basis after your rents or EMIs or necessary expenses, and out of that, are you really doing the right diversification? Are you putting everything into saving bank accounts, which does not give you great returns? Are you putting everything in a stock market where risk is a bit high and market might be volatile? Are you putting everything into fixed income products where they are relatively secure but may not give you appropriate return? So do that exercise. And if you are not allocating your funds appropriately across asset classes, then you can take some clues from this part 2 and do that. Having said that, before I close, again one last thing, there is no fixed formula for everybody. It depends on your goals, risk appetite. Investment in the stock market is subject to market risk, and all views are personal. I will advise you to do some basic research before you invest. And in case you have any questions, feel free to put me either in comments or one on one, and I will try to help you. Thank you so much.